from my humble beginning, from $10,000 a month, I built up all these things over a period of 7 years. So no short-term success, no, like quick rich scheme, or no big luck that I became lucky and then I immediately found something which this is the extension that we are going to use. Jungle Scout has been life changing for us and for a lot of other students as well. So I was sharing, and of course, we don't follow the advice of ChatGPT blindly, right? We will do our own research and we know how to do our own research, right? We are really, really good with product research. This is exactly what we do all the time. Look into data, find best selling products, and speak AI and also without AI. And I found an extension which is called Jungle Scout, and I'm going to share this extension with you today. All right, so let's start. Welcome, everyone. I am your host live from Miami, Florida. My name is Sahid. I have my co host Isabella with me as well, live from New York. We are Conzia. We are a digital marketing agency specifically for Shopify and Amazon. What we do is we help people build online businesses, and we take care of A to Z in terms of marketing, store development, product research. So it's a full A to Z service that we provide. On top of that, we do these meetups for free on meetup.com, where people join, they bring their questions, and we teach them how to build an online business from scratch. So I would like to go through the details of our agenda for today. So we are going to have, like an intro section. I will discuss how I am, like qualified to share all these things, how I learned these things, and then we will discuss the differences between dropshipping and Shopify, Amazon FBA, how to find best-selling products, what exactly is Jungle Scout, Q&A, and we will have a few time slots available as well for free for people who want to talk to us. They have any specific questions. So let's get started. I would like to take you guys a little bit into the background. It was year 2018 when I was living back then in Berlin, Germany, and I was frustrated for my full time job. And I wanted to leave. I wanted to build an online business because I knew like a lot of people were doing this. I was quite fascinated by this, like digital space, like building a business from scratch with digital tools and technologies and using physical products. So I had, like a kind of an inspiration in that domain, and I was already doing some research and thinking, okay, what should I do next? Because I was kind of, like fed up from my full time job, and I wanted to leave. So it was end of December 2018 when I decided, okay, it's time now to move on, and I resigned after having some exchange with my boss. I had a little disagreement, and then I thought, okay, this is not like something that I want to do for the rest of my life. And I was also fed up from the micromanagement, corporate culture, politics inside the organization. So I submitted my resignation, wrote an email to HR, put my boss in CC, and then I was out. So someone told me about Amazon FBA, that this is a good business model, and I started doing more research the same way that you came to this meetup. I started attending, like some conferences, checking YouTube videos, like going to seminars. And after a couple of weeks of research, I realized this is a good business model. It is a genuine business model, and people can live off this income. Um, I had a realization fairly very quickly that this is going to be tough, and this is not like something which is a quick rich scheme, even though there was a lot of content available on YouTube, like people showing fancy cars and, saying that you can be a millionaire overnight. But I got a, like a good understanding that this is not like something which is possible overnight. I started learning. So my first step was, like I started researching products. I started learning, but I did not know which products to launch. So, and I did not, like follow a proper product research method that we are sharing here. I launched a lot of products based on my, like liking. People told me, okay, so you're selling online. You should launch this product, and this product. And then I had, like a few connections as well where people were having factories, and then they started sending me products like samples that sell these products, and I started selling without proper product research. I checked, like a little bit. Okay, so these products sell online, but what I did is I started selling without any research. So this was the biggest mistake. So the first year, after working for almost 1 year, I lost a lot of money because I was doing Amazon FBA, and for Amazon FBA, you need to have good amount of money to launch one product. After 1 year, I realized like this dream is kind of, like dying. So I'm not making any money. Um, and I am down to the, like last couple of thousands. And if I don't make money, I'll have to go back to my job. So what I did is I analyzed the whole year's performance, and I realized what I am doing is I don't know which products to launch. So by that time, I already knew a lot of people who were living off their Shopify Amazon income, right? So they were traveling around the world, country to country, living like a pure digital nomad lifestyle, living in Bali, Thailand, like LA, Miami, New York, Dubai, and traveling around, but making money. So I knew like these things actually work. So what I did, I started looking for tools. There were not many tools available. So now there are a lot of tools available. Like there's so many things with AI and also without AI. And I found an extension which is called Jungle Scout. And I'm going to share this extension with you today, and how to use that extension, right? So I bought that extension, and this was the start of my career. I scanned 25,000 products in the first week, and I launched a product that was costing me 10 cents in China, and I was importing that product in a warehouse in developed markets, US, UK, Germany. So these were the biggest markets, because if you sell with Amazon, you can sell in all these markets. And I was selling the product for $15 to $16, right? So I was making $6 to $7 per sale. So this was my start. The first month I hit $10,000 in pure income after failing for a year, right? And this was, like a kind of a life changing event for me, because I became confident that this thing actually works. So I continued doing it. I continued working. I hired people, and we launched a lot of products. Fast forward 7 years, I manage three companies. We have a full service e-commerce agency. We have 30 people. We are based in three countries. We have office in Miami, and then we have an office in Berlin. I also run a coaching and consulting business where I teach people how to launch Shopify and Amazon stores, and we help them, like with A to Z. And we also develop software. Like the third domain we have is like the software where we build different apps for online sellers. So from my humble beginning, from $10,000 a month, I built up all these things over a period of 7 years. So no short-term success, no, like quick rich scheme, or no big luck that I became lucky and then I immediately found something which turned into, like a lot of success. So it has been a gradual process. It has been 7 years. I enjoy what I do. Um, and we share a lot of content with our community. We started building this community this year. I will show you what exactly we are doing. So, what kind of people are in our community and how you can benefit from this community as well. So, this year I wrote down my mission statement. I read it somewhere and I made it my mission statement. Teaching someone a skill is the highest form of value. So, if I can give you a skill, if I can teach you a skill that can make you money, this is the highest form of value that I am giving you. And I genuinely believe in this. I also wrote down my principle a couple of years ago, and I have been following it, like very consistently. I read it from late Charlie Munger, risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. We will talk about risk, and also at the end of this session, there are different kind of risks. But if you jump into something blindly, you don't know how it is working, you are taking a blind risk, which is dangerous. So you should know what kind of risk you are taking. And now we will also talk about the exact risks that are available in each business model, like Shopify dropshipping or Amazon FBA. So this session is going to be around a lot of discussion. So I want to show you a few results here from our community. We have just on meetup.com, we have 4,600 plus members, 39 groups, 12 countries. We share a lot of knowledge there. So you joined on some group, maybe you see a few members there, but we have 39 groups and 4,600 member people helping each other as well. And this is my LinkedIn profile. You can see there where I worked, where I lived. I have been traveling around. So send me a message there or add me there, follow me. I share a lot of content. This is our company LinkedIn profile. We have approximately 3,000 active members there. On my LinkedIn, approximately 6,000. Ashley is sharing a lot of content on company LinkedIn. Do follow us there as well. Do you'll see on a daily basis a new video coming in about a small tool that you can use for Shopify, right, or Amazon. This is our website. We provide A to Z service, full service e-commerce agency. We can help you. We can build a store for you. This session is going to be for free. But if you want to work with us, you can also book a Zoom call with me. We will drop the link later here. We also have a Facebook community, which is 6,200 members. We have a lot of community members. This community I built over a period of time, very gradually, right? So friends, family members, friends of friends, people who are successful. You will not get in if you don't sell $10,000 plus. You will per month. You only get in if you sell $10,000 plus. You send me a screenshot. I approve you and I let you in, right? You can ask us anything there as well. I see a lot of comments on our YouTube channel, Instagram channels. A few comments they stand out, and from time to time basis we pick them up. So I saw a comment from Jessie. I don't know her. She never worked with me. She has never been my student. She wrote that she was fired from teaching job 3 months ago. Now I make $10,000 every week with Shopify dropshipping. Good for her. Very good for her, right? Crazy how fast life can change when you bet on yourself. Um, if she learned something from our videos, I think this is something which is a great encouragement for us. All right. So, what we are going to do now, we are going to understand the difference between dropshipping model. So, this is something that I showed you in the start, like dropshipping versus private label. And we would like to understand the differences between dropshipping and private label. We are also going to send this PDF via email. So feel free to drop your email in the chat section so that we can send you the PDF document, right? So you can go through this. I will hand it over now to Isabella so that she can walk us through the Shopify dropshipping and also Amazon FBA business model.
Absolutely. So, when you're first starting out, you have to make a decision as to what you're going to do. So, you're going to have drop shipping and you're going to have private labeling. Those are two concepts. There are many more, but these are what we're going to teach. And so, first thing you're going to think about is, do I have enough money for inventory? Right? Because when most people are starting out their business, they're going to need to invest, or most people think that they need to invest large amounts of money. And that might be true when you're dealing with someone or with a big platform like Amazon. But if someone doesn't have money and they won't be able to afford any inventory, that's when they start with something called Shopify dropshipping. So basically, as you see in this infograph, you're going to see the step-by-step process and what it takes. So first is creating your website with Shopify, which will teach you a little bit. We're going to have a live store. You're going to do your marketing and you're going to, put your product out there. When and if a customer buys from you, the order comes to you, but it also goes directly to a supplier that holds the product that you're selling. So you hold zero inventory, you hold zero risk on your end. So, you don't have to worry about having any space. You don't have to worry about packing and shipping. It goes directly to the supplier. They pack, they ship, they get the customer info, they deal with all of that. They send it directly to the customer. And basically, on your end, you receive the profit. So the most of the risk comes from the marketing itself that you pay for, but basically you only pay for the product that the customer buys. So this is a great opportunity for everybody that doesn't want to take the risk, is just starting out, doesn't know what they're doing, and yeah, it doesn't want to hold any inventory. And then we'll go into something a little bit more complex, which is called Amazon Private Label, which is the very next slide. And basically, as we know, 50% of shoppers that shop online shop on Amazon. So that's billions and billions of customers. That's a large customer base. And so this is an amazing opportunity for someone that has an amazing product, is very confident in their product itself, knows product design, knows how to market, knows how to, send off to Amazon, and did their research properly. They get a supply from China. They buy a certain amount, maybe 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 plus units. They send to Amazon. Amazon also handles the inventory. They ship to the customer. But as you know, there's a larger risk because you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars on inventory. And so this is something that you think about. But this is also an amazing opportunity because you get a high amount of orders, a high volume. And so this is, the amount of money that you can make with this is endless. And so you focus on creating the product listing, doing your research, doing the product listing, and then it's basically automated. So, think about what you want to do during this entire, step by step that we're going to teach you. And if you're also interested, you can leave down below which one sounds more interesting to you, whether it be dropshipping or private label, to make this a little bit more active in participation. So, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Isabella. Very well explained. So for product research, we also have, some pros and cons of both business models, like why Shopify and why Amazon FBA. So you want to say a few words, and it's a nice slide. Good job, Isabella. Thanks for putting it together. Yeah, you want to share a few differences, like here.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like I mentioned before, and something that you guys probably caught on to is the fact that I mentioned inventory, which is one of the biggest cons that can come with Amazon itself, right? Because when someone's starting out, they're most likely not going to have the most amazing or the best selling product. And so, imagine if you buy thousands of one unit, you send it, and it doesn't sell at all, and it just, first off, you spend a lot of money, and also it's going to basically get cobwebs in the Amazon's warehouse. So that's one thing that you think about, right? In Shopify itself, amazing. Like I said, there's low startup costs. So you only worry about creating your website, the marketing. You don't have to pay for the product itself. You only pay when the customer pays. No inventory, none of that kind of thing. The con is that, like everything else, it can have high competition. A lot of people don't know how to bring traffic to their store, so most people end up getting zero sales, zero traffic, and they end up giving up. And also, there's also the logistics, right? So it can be slow shipping times because the product isn't here. It's completely up to the supplier when they ship, how they ship, and etc. And then with Amazon private label, like I mentioned, it's amazing opportunity. Most people, when they go on Amazon, they already have their credit card information on there. And so 9 times out of 10, they're going there to buy something. And so you already have a customer base. You can create your own brand. It's fast shipping. So you're not going to have to deal with returns and any of those kinds of things, but you're going to have to spend a lot more money. It can be a lot more complex. There's a lot more, I would say, bureaucracy in terms of creating the listing, sending off to Amazon. There's a lot of little things. And so, you know, pros and cons, things to think about when choosing.
Yeah, thank you so much. And you guys are gonna get this PDF as well, so you don't need to take any notes. Just focus on learning. So this is the extension that we are going to use. Jungle Scout has been life changing for us and for a lot of our students as well. So I was sharing, how I did, 10K plus this extension. It wouldn't be possible for us to generate that number of sales. This is a great extension, and my job today is going to be that I share the exact same methods with you that I used for us, and I teach you how to use the exact same methods and find these products. Before I do that, I would like to give you some perspective. Like you need to understand your numbers. For example, what exactly is your goal? Is your goal to make $10,000 or is your goal to make $100,000? If you want to make $10,000 or $9,000, let's take a simple example, $9,000. You need to sell 30 units of one product with $10 profit. You have $300 profit every day. With 30 days, you have $9,000 profit per month. Of course, this will not happen overnight. So you will need to put effort. You will need to understand. You will need to see how these things actually work. But setting up a goal is really, really important from the beginning, because if you don't have a goal, you are just going blind, right? So maybe your goal is to make 900,000 or 9 million, whatever you want to make, right? It can be any money. So, and you can adjust this number here. For example, if you have, like a profit goal, 18,000 units, then you have to sell 60 units, right? Every day, right? So then you double and then triple or quadruple depending upon your goal. So it's very important to get these numbers right. I will get into some other details as well, and I will also explain why these business models are the best business models, in my opinion, if you can make them work. But before we do that, let's get into, like the actual product research part, how we are going to find these best selling products. So so the two tools that we are going to use today are Chat GPT and Grok. So I always use Chat GPT plus Grok because I can compare, like results from both uh, tools. So in Chat GPT, I am writing a prompt. You will also get this prompt. I am new in online selling. I want to sell on Shopify and Amazon with drop shipping and Amazon FBA. Find me best selling products. Products that sell quickly, products that have good profit margins, products that um, are having low risk. And we will also tell you, we have another slide ready, which Isabella worked on, what kind of products you should not be launching, right? So it's very important to know that as well. Low risk, low shipping costs, um, no bulky items, no big items, right? Bulky items. Okay. Find me 10 niches and 20 products in each niche. And of course, we don't follow the advice of ChatGPT blindly, right? We will do our own research, and we know how to do our own research, right? We are really, really good with product research. This is exactly what we do all the time. Look into data, find best selling products. And we are not going to launch a product if we are not convinced. Specifically for Amazon FBA, because for Amazon FBA, you need inventory, right? So you need 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, maybe even more invested into stock in some cases, right? So you have to be very, very careful. With drop shipping, you cannot really go wrong because you can always change a product. You can change the product, you can replace the product, right? If one product is not working. All right, we have, like a few items here. I mentioned, for example, what are the products that we don't want to launch. So I will share this screen with you before I show you the product. So Isabella is going to share here why. Why shouldn't we launch these products, right?
Absolutely. So, as you can see here, there are a couple of things I think that beginners make this mistake a lot. So when they're researching, ChatGPT might give you a great category. Maybe you have an idea in mind of something that you want to sell, but there are a lot of things that you might not realize might be a big no-no. The first might be oversaturated things. So things that you've seen maybe on TikTok or maybe on social media, and you think, oh, this might be an amazing product. What you're going to see on Jungle Scout is you're going to see something called a demand score, and it's going to show you whether it's a good opportunity or not, because it means that either too many people are selling it already, maybe it's not. Yeah, maybe the market is too oversaturated. And so you're going to see and you're going to start to understand that there are certain products that either there are too much of, it's too overhyped, and things that are overhyped usually die down quickly. Then you're going to have things like electronics, Bluetooth. On Shopify, that might not be too much of an issue, but on Amazon, you're going to see that it's going to be, they're very picky with the products that they sell. So they're going to be things like certifications, compliance, and things like that that you don't want to deal with firsthand. And then there are obvious things like glass, ceramics, things that can break easily because all of that goes onto you. That takes away from your product profit and cost very quickly, and they're really difficult to send. And so it's a huge headache, and dealing with the suppliers, they have to put it in styrofoam and that kind of thing to protect it. You don't want to deal with that. Like I said, Amazon is very picky, and so things that you eat, ingest, things that are medicine, even vitamins that you see, also stay away from those, because those are categories that are very gated. You have to have approvals. They can also be very dangerous because it's something that people are putting in their bodies. So you want to be careful. Even creams, like there are some creams that say that they can cure, or anything that says that they can cure something, things like that you want to stay away from. And then there's also clothing that I think that you should probably stay away from. Clothing sells a lot, but it is pretty saturated. Not that you can't sell, but then there's also sizes, right? And so there's small, medium, large, but then there's extra large, extra, 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 and then it keeps on going on. And so imagine buying so many of each size, especially for Amazon. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be a mess, and it's very complicated.
And I lost a lot of money with clothing.
Oh, you have?
Yeah,
Wow, you're good.
the first year, like
Yeah.
it was a nightmare because I didn't know, like how it works. And a friend of mine, he convinced me, he had a factory, and he was a manufacturer, and he convinced me to launch his products on Amazon. It was a complete nightmare. I lost a lot of money. Exactly the same problem, like so many sizes, so many colors. On one listing, there were approximately, like 100 SKUs. In
Yeah.
one color, there are, like 8 different sizes. And for US, there is a different size. For EU, there is a complete nightmare.
Yeah.
Stay away. For just to add here, for supplements, vitamins, these are not bad categories, but these are for pro people,
Mm, absolutely.
someone who really knows how to do this. And you will need a lot of investment to launch this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
sure, sure. Continue, Isabella.
Yeah, and then there's also, like, the FDA and things like that, so
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, and then yeah, and also, now that I mention it, also maybe shoes and those kinds of things, it might be, but then there's also the sizes thing as well, so, stick.
Stay away because there are better
Yeah,
products, and we
yeah,
have the list ready. So we are going to show you
yeah,
the list that is ready.
mhm,
And if you drop your email, we can also send you the list. For example, the products that we found from ChatGPT, and these are very good products. I'll
mhm,
put everything in a PDF document, and if you share your email in the chat section, we will send you not only this PDF, also the list of products that are potential products.
yeah. And then there's also some things that are pretty obvious, like, for example, beds. You wouldn't want to sell anything that's furniture. That's also a big headache. Imagine shipping it. And then imagine like a customer returning that too. That's also a big headache. Stay away from that. It's very expensive. And then we also have branded products. Those are things like, for example, if you have a well-known brand and you try to sell under that, or you try to create something that's similar or that kind of thing, you might get intellectual property complaints. It's also another big headache when you're dealing with brands and those kinds of things, which is why we teach you how to private label, which literally means creating your own brand. So You're also gonna have very cheap items. Now, what don't get this wrong with what Zahid said, because he bought a cheap product for a couple of cents and sold it. I'm talking about things that you're selling on Amazon for cheap itself. For example, there are things on Amazon that sells for $3, $2, $5, and the profit margins are very, very low for that. So you're making your cents. That might not be great for someone that's just starting out. And so you want to stay away from that kind of thing. You want to make sure that your profits are great, because you saw what Saeed said when he created the calculations. It takes a certain amount of units and certain amount of profit per month multiplied to make a certain amount per month. So something that you want to think about. And if you're making 5 cents per product, imagine the amount of products you're going to have to sell per month. Then you're going to have your seasonal products, which is things like things that you saw on Christmas, maybe Halloween costumes, anything that's sells only certain months. The issue with this, and what a lot of beginners do, is that they buy large amounts, and then the season is over, and then the none, or at least most of the inventory weren't sold. Half of the inventory stays at warehouse, like I said, collecting cobwebs. And so it's also something that you think about. If it's not selling throughout the year, it's not something that you should get started with immediately. It's too risky. And then I think the final thing is something that has too many bad reviews. This is something that you want to see um, on Amazon itself. If you see something has a lot of bad reviews, or if you see a supplier has a product that isn't getting a lot of great reviews, you want to stay away from that, because that means that the product is cheap. And we know that reviews on Amazon is everything. And so if your product is not good, and you've seen that it wasn't good anyway, and then you try to sell it and you get your first few bad reviews, it completely blocks your listing, and it completely ruins your reputation. And so these are things that you want to think about when we're researching products. Like have a checklist and be like, okay, this, I'm going to check off this. And it really helps a lot, like bringing it down to what a good product may be. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Isabella, for sharing this with us. Guys, don't do these mistakes. I lost 200,000 plus just with the clothing product, I'm telling you. Well, I was selling in so many countries, and we were getting sales. It's not like this that the product was not selling. So we were getting sales, but the margins, no margins. Like we were competing with big brands, and we literally didn't have any big money, because like big brands like Lululemon, they spend like 500,000 on just one photo shoot. Like, so there is no way that you can compete with those brands, right? So I actually was selling leggings. So in in sports, like sports leggings. So a horrible decision, a horrible selection, but that is how it is. Like, so you have to start somewhere. All right, guys. So I don't regret it, because I learned everything from that point, and that is why you will hear me talking a lot about product research. This is my favorite topic. The one thing I do really, really good is number one, product research, and then number one, work with super smart people, right? So I have, like super smart people in my team. We have a lot of people. They help me build up all these brands for our customers as well, and also help other people do this, right? So I'm not good with so many things. I'm very open about that. Like branding, designing, this is not my thing, right? I have people for everything, right? So I have a UX designer, UI designer. I am good with product research and with paid ads, and I'm good with teaching you guys this stuff. Okay, so this is the list that we are going to send you. Our chat GPT has been trained on launching hundreds and thousands of products. The results that we get, they are amazing. Same is the case with Grok. We'll put this in Grok as well. So if you drop your email, we can export all this data and we can send you the whole list. Okay, so what are the categories that you can sell? So we told you something not to sell. Why we told you? Because I lost a lot of money. I know like people do these mistakes. You can still sell clothing on your drop shipping store. Doesn't matter. You can still sell battery related items or on your drop shipping store. But don't do drop shipping with vitamin supplements, importing them from China. You get sued, for a small problem. You will have no money to defend yourself, because this is, if the product is not FDA approved, you are going to get into a big trouble. Don't even think about this. This is for people who are pro, like they have all the approvals. Never ever sell supplements, vitamins, all these kind of unknown brands. So get into products where people, if they are not happy, they can return your product. You give their money back, you give the product back to the supplier, and that's it. You move on. Never ever launch any edible, eatable, drinkable products that people put on their skin, supplements, vitamins. Stay away. No go at all, right? Home and kitchen items, we see a lot of items here. Phone and laptop accessories, good products. What can go wrong? Someone does not like, they can send it back. Fitness, active lifestyle, not the medicine, right? Only the gadgets, only the accessories, and also the gadgets that are having low risk, no risk, right? For example, these kind of strap, yoga stretching strap, like wrist, ankle, sweatbands, phone holders, small product. Pet accessories, not pet food, not pet food. Don't even think about that. Not at all. Pet accessories, right? Okay. So beauty and personal care, baby and toddler essentials. Again, in baby and toddler essentials, be careful what kind of products you are launching, and then launch something which is secure and which is having, like almost zero risk. Okay, we got office and productivity tools, travel, outdoor accessories, eco-friendly, usable product, hobbies, DIY, crafts, all these kind of products. So, and then, like there are some other things as well, validate demand, filter by your situation. We'll send you everything. So drop your email so that we can send you everything. And then on the growth side, we also have some products coming in. A very good list here, right? So health and wellness item, pet supplies, the same case here. So you get the detailed list. I'm gonna pick a few products and then I'm gonna check what exactly is the demand on Amazon, and then I will build a store live for you with Shopify. I think I want to go into this and I want to check a few products here. Okay, I'm looking for problems that we can solve. So riches are in niches. Riches are in niches. Always. Why? Because if you launch a product that everyone is selling, it is difficult to sell. It is difficult to differentiate. You want to sell something which people can buy. The product is solving a small problem, costing sales price somewhere between, like $10 to $100, max $200, and then you can sell quickly. Collapsible strainers. I'm just looking at the word collapsible. Let's see what this product is. I don't know what that product is. Uh, because in my opinion, these specific keywords, they solve small problems. So, like collapsible strainers. Okay. Okay. So how many, okay, it's just, it looks like that this product is solving a problem. What exactly is the problem this problem product is solving? Number one, it is a strainer. For example, this is the problem the product is solving, but how it is different than a traditional strainer? So it can be folded right together. So it takes less space if you put it in a on a shelf in the kitchen, or like in a cabinet. It is taking less space. How I spotted this product, I don't know if the sales are good. We will see this. Why I picked this one over others. I looked for a problem. I'm not concerned what exactly the product is. I'm looking for problems. I saw collapsible. I also see reusable, right? Reusable means like some sort of eco-friendliness, or people can reuse this again and again. These are fridge liner mats. We can also check this, but let's see what this product is, like this collapsible strainer. 651 results. If I show you leggings, my my product that I was launching, um 100,000 results. Like you can understand how insane the competition is. Okay, so I here is my extension that I use all the time, Jungle Scout. The extension that we used to find products that sell in millions. Again, I am telling you this after doing it for 7 years plus. I don't believe anything which is quick rich, right? There is no something becoming rich quick with Shopify, dropshipping, or Amazon. No. You have to learn the system, how this system actually works. Of course, you can find sometimes products in 2 minutes, but you need to work on launching them, right? So this is my extension. I'm gonna run this extension and I will be showing you the results live here. Okay. So I'm logging in. Let's see what the numbers say about this product, right? I don't know if this is a good product or not. Okay, I see I was logged in. So let me do this once again. Okay, let's close this. So this extension basically fetches everything, right? Fetches all the products. By the way, I know it is a bit late in Eastern time. It's almost 11, but stay with us. Okay, I spotted a good product fairly very quickly, and I have reasons for that, why I think it is a good product. You see high demand with low competition, number one. Average revenue is 31,000. Anything above $10,000 is good. So you don't want to get into into a category. So this is niche is a strainer, and then another niche is a collapsible strainer. Niche inside a niche, and even for that small niche. So you see all the sellers here. $31,000 average revenue. Price, what Isabella was saying, like don't go for less than $10. $10 is also tough on Amazon, but 15 is good. $16 here, right? Which is good. I want to see some numbers as well because I look for numbers. So I want to see at least six, seven, eight sellers making good money, not one guy dominating the whole market. Let's see the first guy. Collapsible set three strainers, 56,000. The second guy, 45,000. The third guy, 49,000. What exactly I'm seeing here that there are multiple sellers, not one guy taking the whole market. Then there are some small sellers as well, 2,000, 5,000. I think these are new sellers. They are just launching. But I want to see, like the mature people, like 68,000. Okay, so this guy is doing really good. So he is doing quarter of a million, even more than quarter of a million. It's almost 300,000. Okay, so we found actually a $300,000 potential, like sales. So, and he's selling it for $22. I think he is doing some sort of bundle here. So let's see what exactly he is doing.
This collapsible set of three strainers drains straight to your sink. It comes with three sizes that can be used for fruit.
He's very smart what he did. So why his product is $22? So he put, like a small, like this thing here at the bottom, you know, others are not selling and he's charging a higher price. This is smart. And you see like his price is up. Maybe this little thing here, like for water drainage, this is costing him another $1, but he's charging a lot more. This is called bundling. So this is very smart. And look at his sales, $294,000. One listing is making almost $300,000 per month, $3.6 million every year. How many reviews he is having? Not many reviews, 1,000 reviews, right? I'm gonna show you this product where you can source this, right, from Amazon. For Amazon, good reviews, everything looks good. Um, let's see when he launched this product. I think it's maybe like this year or last year. Let me see if I can see the date of launch. Okay, I don't see it, but in my opinion, I think this listing is maximum 1 year old. Very smart, very good results. Let's see. So this is self drainage base, right? So he added this base. Others are not having this base, but this guy is having this. Then we have a lot more sellers as well. 68,000, 6,000, 19,000, 13,000. 44,000. This product has a lot of value. Okay. Let's say we want to compete with this guy, right? So we copy this. So you need to, for Amazon, the beauty is that you can do product development, right? I like it because on dropshipping, you have little, like room because you need to buy products that are already there. But Amazon is expensive as well. Okay, so he is buying this. Even the pictures look the same. Like, so 3.92, you can even buy for $2.3, $2.30. This is really good. So, and you can sell it for $22. And he's having, like this sale as well. So $24. If you want to compete with specific this one, buy it here, $2.30. Let's say you import 2,000, 3,000 units. You spend 10 grand, 20 grand. Amazon is expensive. It's not for faint-hearted people, you know. So I'm telling you this after making a lot of money with Amazon and also losing a lot of money. So one product goes, like if it fails, like 20, 30K is gone, right? So this is the risk, right? So if you don't understand what exactly is the risk you are taking, what I was saying. So um, risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. First of all, understand this and understand your risk. What can go wrong, right? So you lose this, right? So here is how it works. So you place an order with this factory. These are all factories. You, let's say, buy this products and spend 10, 20K budget, launch this product with Amazon. A good business model. Again, a very good business model. My favorite business model. That is how I got started. Then I also did drop shipping. I'm going to teach drop shipping as well. People who want to launch this, they build a store with this product. And with Jungle Scout, like you can analyze this as well. For example, this product, we can see it's a top seller. They are having these reviews. This is my extension, and there is a lot of data here, like you see, we are numbers guys, like, so we don't take all these blind decisions once we launch. For example, let's do profit calculator here. Let's do product cost, max $3, or let's do even 4. After everything, you are still making net profit of $7 approximately. You can push per sale. You can even push this down. Maybe if you buy big, if you push it down to $3, right? So you can buy big or negotiate approximately $8, right? So ROI, like all these numbers you check, like these profit calculators, how the listing is developing, price, rating, so many things. So this is called a calculated decision. And when we launch the product at this level where we put 10K, 20K, we do a lot of data analysis, right? And we are very good with this, right? And this is something what I learned. This is my expertise. This is what I do the whole day, all the time. All right. So what if you don't have 10K, right? So you came to this meetup. I told you, I showed you a product making 300,000 and I'm asking you to put 20K in this product. Anything that I teach is not a guarantee that you get the exact same sales. I'm not going to give any guarantees. This is purely for educational purposes. We are not part with any of these kind of platforms. You learn, you decide if this is something for you, right? So no guarantees, but let's say you came to this kind of meetup, and someone told you, like launch a product with 20K, 300,000. You don't have 20K available. We have another business model which is called drop shipping, Shopify drop shipping, where we find this product with drop shipping business model, what Isabella told you earlier, and we build a live store on Shopify without buying any stock. And we will do this here right with you. So stay with me. I'm gonna build it right here, and it will take, like a couple of minutes, and our store is going to be ready.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can definitely drop them down. Um, there are a lot of aspects to Jungle Scout as well. I think We don't go that much into depth, or else this would be like a 5-hour class, masterclass. But just recapping, there are a couple of things that you should look at, like average revenue, ratings. You're gonna look at the opportunity score as well. I'm not sure if he mentioned, but it shows you like an 8, 9, 7. So yeah,
Yeah, this one.
look
Yeah,
at yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, this is very important. Like the average revenue is very important here. Yeah. So good points, Isabella.
yeah.
Okay, so let me show you the Shopify side. So you make a store with $1 every month for 3 months and then $39. We are not partnered with Shopify. Shopify is not paying us any money to teach this. You can use any other platform. But Shopify is having the biggest collection. There are a lot of them: WooCommerce, BigCommerce, Wix. We build apps for Wix.com as well. A lot of our apps are available on their platform. This is the other company that I mentioned. I'm having like software development. So you can check Wix, but I prefer Shopify over every other company because they are having the biggest collection of products. We will use this app, Deezers, and we will fetch this product from AliExpress and we will build a live store. It will take only a few minutes. You will see how quickly we can build it up. It is completely opposite of Amazon. Amazon will take you at least 3 to 5 months, 6 months to launch product research, product development, sample ordering, approval, inspections, all these kind of things. And if you want to launch with Amazon, we can help you. I can mentor you. We have people, we have suppliers available. And Amazon is risky as well, right? So we can help you as well. And we can also help you with Shopify. You cannot build a good store, no problem. We can build it for you. Of course, we have, like people that help will be paid. We cannot do it for free, but you pay for resources and then you speed it up, everything, right? And if in case you can learn everything from my meetups for free, you can also do this. The all the links are in the chat. Check on YouTube, and there are a lot of videos available there. Okay, I'm logging into my AliExpress account because I buy it there. I have already AliExpress set up. It takes only 1 minute and it's also free account. You're not buying anything. You're not putting any money. With drop shipping, Shopify, you are not investing money, but that is also competitive. We don't have data for Shopify stores. So you have to uh, test a lot on Shopify. All this data is for Amazon. On Shopify, because we think like this product is going to sell, we cannot run this extension on a Shopify store and see what exactly are the numbers because there are millions of stores. So Amazon is very different. There is very reliable data available. So on Shopify, what we do is we launch 70, 80, 100 products after finding the nice ideas from Amazon. We build a brand because we see like the products are already selling. What are the reviews if people are buying? And then we try to, like test this hypothesis that this product will sell. And out of 60, 80 products after, like testing, we find 10, 20 best selling products. And once we start selling, like 10,000, 20,000 on Amazon, then we start thinking about launching a product on, sorry, once we make 10 to 20,000 with drop shipping, we launch the same product on Amazon as well, because then we are out of, like this zone that we don't have any money at all, right? Of course, it is your choice. Some people do only Shopify drop shipping. They never launch on Amazon, right? So they are not getting into um, FBA. So I have a friend here in Miami. He sells approximately $2 million plus every month with Shopify drop shipping. So he just wants to stay there. I mean, I tried to convince him to do Amazon. He just doesn't want to get into any inventory related issues, right? So good for him. All right. So we see this product is there because we need to finish this. I'm not going to look for best pricing. You can see it, you can check it. I need to build a store live for you guys, and I am pushing this product live in my store, and I will have a store ready fairly very quickly for you guys. So this is my import list. I push the product there, and from here I push the product to my store, and you will have a one product store ready fairly very quickly. And after the session, I'm going to show you some of our results live as well. So stay with us until the end, and then we will give you a Zoom link to book the Zoom call. If you have not dropped your emails in the chat section, do it now so that we can send you everything via email. And do follow us on YouTube so that you can get the free recording there. So this is the listing that is in the backend of Shopify. So this is in the Shopify store. The listing is there, everything is there, pricing you can set. There are a lot of variations, but don't worry. You are not buying these products. You simply change the pricing here. Even if there are variations, it doesn't hurt, right? So what do we do now? We go to preview and we can see, for example, here, all the listings are available. All the variations are available. If I buy this product, I order it now, buy it now. Your supplier in China will send this product to me in Miami. You get your money, your supplier gets his money, I get my product. And you buy it, let's say, for $3, like 3.44. You have seen the price, like 23 or 25 or $30, and you make profit. Of course, you need to do marketing. You need to learn. I'm going to drop you the link for my marketing tutorial in the email that I'm going to send to you guys, right? So drop your email. So this was our tutorial. I will finish my presentation. I have a few more things here on my presentation. I'm going to finish this and I will show you a few results live as well, right? So let's get back to our presentation. So what we did is for Shopify, we use Grok, ChatGPT, Jungle Scout. We use Deezers and AliExpress, and we built a store on Shopify. For Amazon, we use ChatGPT, Jungle Scout, Alibaba, and we found a product. You will build your own store. It take us 2 weeks to get approved, right? This is your formula. We found a product that is making approximately $7, right? So if you're making $7, so you need to sell at least 40 units or 35 units. You can do the math, but it is still possible. So if you find this product and launch this kind of product, you can still make $9,000-10,000 every month. No guarantees here for sure. Unfortunately, this is very discouraging and and it's a kind of like disappointing to see these numbers. So why I put this slide there? I have thousands of students. They follow us. They learn from our meetups. So this was the data that was revealed by U.S. Department of Labor for September. 7.6 million people are unemployed Americans. 25% have a bachelor degree or a higher degree. The job market is tough at this time. So you don't need to rely on one source of income. Learn digital skills and build something on top of your salary, right? So I have a few other quotes here today. We talked about risk. Blind risk, I never suggest. You need to know your numbers. How much are you putting, like in your Shopify store? If your grandma saved $10,000 to live comfortably in the last, like 5 years of her life, and she's giving you that $10,000 to put into Amazon FBA and Shopify, please don't do that, right? Because there is a risk involved. If you lose that money and for some reason she needs it, you will regret that. There is a risk, but you take calculated risk. Again, I genuinely believe in this. You cannot get rich if you never risk losing money. So risk losing your own money, right? Save something, put your own money. You can put 5K, 10K into, like a nice vacation, depending upon your income capacity. Learn these kind of skills as well. Even if you lose money, you will learn a lot. And if you learn, you will not lose, right? We talk a lot about risks, but there is only the biggest risk that exists is death. So other than that, everything is subjective. I lost a lot of money in my life. I made more money, right? So from every mistake I did, I learned and I made. So every loss that I had, another window of opportunity opened because I utilized that learning and I did not repeat that. Only death is the loss that cannot be recovered, right? When you die, the game is over, or if I die, the game is over. All right. So we are giving the Zoom link here to book a free Zoom call. If you like this session, book a free Zoom call with me, and we can, like, discuss how we can help you. We have only 3 Zoom calls. So once 3 Zoom calls are booked, the link will be inactive. I would like to ask you one thing. I would like to ask one thing from you guys. Leave us a review on meetup.com. If you like this session, you think we contributed some value, leave us a review on meetup.com. After this session, if you go on live on meetup.com, you will see Meetup will ask you, have you attended this event? You say yes, and leave us a good review if you liked our session, because your reviews will help us reach out to more people, right? And we definitely need this because we are sharing a lot of knowledge. At the start of this session, a lot of people told us, don't stop. We will not stop. We will continue sharing knowledge. We will continue making these kind of videos, but you need to give something back to the community. Your reviews help us reach out to a lot of people. People who don't have hope, look at this. 25% have a bachelor degree or higher, unemployed, right? These kind of people. We want to reach out to hundreds and thousands of these kind of people. So leave us a good review. A disclaimer here. So this was a purely educational session. We did not charge anything for this. We will not charge anything for our meetups. We will continue sharing this knowledge. We don't provide any guarantees. These platforms are not our partners. We are not an investment advisor. This is not an investment advice. This is not a tax advice. Do your own research, right? If you do it in a wrong way, it could be that you lose your entire money, right? These are not our platforms. We are not earning any affiliate commission from these platforms.